Chapter 17, Our Past and Future. To the Ethiopian people upon the surrender of the invading Italian forces, today is a day on which we defeated our enemy. Therefore, when we say, "Let us all rejoice with our hearts," let not our rejoicing be in any other way but in the Spirit of Christ. Do not return evil for evil. Do not indulge in the atrocities which the enemy has been practicing in his usual way, even up to the last moment. Take care not to spoil the good name of Ethiopia by acts which are worthy of the enemy. We shall see that our enemies are disarmed and sent the way they came. The aggressor and the persecutor are receiving their reward. It is they who are being driven out, while those they had oppressed and persecuted can now begin to wipe away their tears. Distorted history is changed to truth. The light of justice dawns again, trusting in and bragging of the invincibility of this military force. The fascist government proceeded with planting totalitarian rule in our country. But something happened which the fascist government did not take into account. The fighting spirit, which is essential in modern war, revealed in you. Those who had attacked us rejoiced in our defeat and in our tribulation. We trusted in the Lord. He gave us victory. Our salvation is the Lord. Who here can fail to trust in God, whose judgments are all righteous, and who fails not those who put their faith in him? Has not the Lord, the mightier than mighty, once again revealed that under the kingdom of heaven no one government of man is greater than another? The heroism developed in the blood of our people and passed from generation to generation has served to this day as a bulwark for our freedom, so that Ethiopia has never had to bear the yoke of slavery. To this, history and the world bear witness. We shall remember those heroic warriors who, determined not to surrender the great charge passed on to them by their father, became sacrifices, shedding their blood and breaking their bones for the freedom of the land they loved and for the honor of their emperor and their flag. The history of Ethiopia will be witness for these our warriors. Our people have earned through blood and tears the deep satisfaction gained with the restoration of a cherished and ancient independence. We must put to the best use the rich heritage of our past, for in that way, and in that way alone, can we live to the highest standards set by our forefathers. We hope the future generation will realize the magnitude of sacrifices that was required to accomplish all the works, so that it may preserve it as gain. It is a sad commentary on the state of the world of that period, which tolerated the brutalities and the campaigns of unspeakable atrocities against Ethiopia. We ask, had the world refused to tolerate those immoralities, if it had reacted with energy against those violations of international law, might we not have been spared the countless deaths and sacrifices? Remember all those who have been hunted and murdered by the enemy. In a supreme moment of great historical vision, 30 African leaders undid the tangled knot of injustices bequeathed from long and shadowy years of colonialism. Thus, the Organization of African Unity was born. In its wake, not only were vast vistas of challenges and opportunities opened, but also a stirring hope and sober recognition has dawned on Africa. A faith and a determination that, immense as are the challenges that lie ahead, they shall all be conquered, and abundant as are the opportunities that await us, they shall not be wasted. Africa is today at mid-course, in transition from the Africa of yesterday to the Africa of tomorrow. Even as we stand here, we move from the past into the future. The task on which we have embarked, the making of Africa, will not wait. We must act to shape and mold the future and leave our imprint on events as they slip past into history. Change begets change. Each step forward leads logically and inexorably to the next and the next. Once unleashed, the forces of history cannot be contained or restrained, and he is naive indeed who says, "Thus far I will go and no farther." Man may, at the outset, control the direction which events take. But once his choice is made, events soon escape his control, and history proceeds by its own force and momentum. The problems which confront us today are unprecedented. They have no counterparts in human experience. Men search the pages of history for solutions, for precedents, but there are none. This, then, is the ultimate challenge. What do we seek for Africa? We seek to consolidate and guarantee our own precious liberty as independent nations. We seek freedom for our still dependent brothers. We seek Africa's economic growth and development, the betterment of the way of life of Africans and all men. We seek the closest collaboration with those others, Asians, Europeans, North and South Americans, who share our desires and who are willing to cooperate with us. We seek that self-sufficiency which will enable us to play our rightful role in international affairs and live in full harmony with all men. We seek to make our voices heard and our views heeded on the major problems confronting the world today. Our quest, above all else, is to assure to Africa and to each African state the fullest and most complete measure of freedom. Freedom from all remnants of colonialism, freedom from neo-colonialism, whatever form it may take, freedom from political and military threat, freedom from aggression, freedom from interference by others in our internal affairs, freedom from economic domination, freedom from the danger of nuclear destruction. This is easy to state. How infinitely more difficult it is to achieve. There came an enemy who interrupted our peaceful work of leading Ethiopia to a high civilization and by invading our country destroyed all the products of our work. Had it not been for all the various obstacles which we encountered and which hindered our work, it is obvious that the result of our initiative for the purpose of having Ethiopia combine her ancient civilization with the modern world, progress would have appeared much earlier. Nevertheless, we thank God for the kindness we have never missed. Our nation has been tested and tempered with the cruel knowledge of experience and has emerged wiser and stronger for what she has undergone. Africa, like the rest of the world, is, today, more than ever, passing through a transitional period from the Africa that was to the Africa that is to be. We have now begun to tread the path of the future, and the task that we have set for ourselves to carry out in building a better and secure tomorrow for Africa is an arduous one. The risks which history and circumstances have thrust upon us demand balanced and sober reflection. If we succeed at the tasks which lie before us, our names will be remembered and our deeds recalled by those who follow us. If we fail, history will puzzle at our failure and mourn what was lost. Our people of Ethiopia, listen. Thanks be to God who is impartial to all, who can break the arms of the strong and who stands by the oppressed. Africa has come of age. We must, all of us, look beyond today.